Welcome to the Trading Lounge and the European pairs, and starting with the Euro US dollar here on the daily chart. We've been looking at this as wave 3, and this whole pattern across here, we know that it's a corrective pattern and will eventually make new lows below wave 3 here. We're looking at it in terms of a triangle pattern, which would be an A wave, a B wave, a C wave, a D wave, and an E wave. And a triangle, as you know, normally diminishes as such into a point like this, and if it comes from this direction, then it will move down in this direction. If it comes from this direction, when it finishes, it will move from that direction. We're looking for 5 waves labeled the A wave, the B wave, the C wave, the D wave, and the E wave, and then down like that. This is not a very good looking triangle as such, but all the elements are there, and the elements are each leg here has 3 waves in it. So we're also looking for it to move back to the 61.8% mark, which is roughly the 1.1 here, then a bounce back up there at 61.8%, and then down again as well. Even if we had this as wave 4 here, then it wouldn't be much difference in terms of what's going to occur, because we'd still be looking for a move down into 1.1, still looking for a 61.8% bounce, and then down again through there. So when we look at the US dollar index for a bit of a mirror image there, we'd be looking at it like this, but I don't have it in a triangle pattern. But if I was to have it in a triangle pattern, and it's something that we need to consider, so I'll put these here. I haven't really sort of bothered about it just yet, but the other side to this, of course, would be the D wave to here, the E wave back here, and then a move up from that point. So also in 3 waves here, and then moving up there, instead of having it in 5 waves, which I've got as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and so on. So this is probably more likely, so we can just move that for the time being here, just to bring these into the same. But it's good to be aware of both patterns anyway, so that's all good, and we'll just get that out of the way, and we'll just save that. So a couple of things here. We're very close to this trend line through here, and we're also quite close in terms of actually having this move up here completed here. And being at 9,500 here, we would definitely expect a corrective pattern across this level. There's different ways to count this up here, as is in the euro as well. That's what we need to talk about today. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. I didn't think that I'd had it labeled, but I'm just going to go to the 2-hour chart, because it's the one I've been labeling coming up here now. First of all, I want to just remove this here, and the way that I've been counting it so far is, I know that I had 5 waves here for wave 1 and 2, and then I was looking at 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then 5 up here. But I also know it's possible to probably squeeze this in here and get 4 there and 5 there, and this is what we did with the euro, and then bring in wave 1 here and wave 2 here. Not that it makes any difference really at this stage, because we still need to allow this to play out in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then we're looking for wave 5 up there. So wave 5 would be 1 and 2 and 3 across for 4 and up for 5 here. So still looking for that corrective pattern across here. So that's what we'll be waiting for, and then we can go long from this point. Now on the euro here, it can be counted differently as well. So I'll just go to the 4-hour chart here, and this is our sort of mainstay count here, with wave D coming down here as an A and a B, and a C wave to here as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. There would be a short here, but only if the 1.12 level here became the retested resistance, and you can trade it down to 1.1 at that stage. You know, wave 4s can get ugly, so that's what we need to consider. But we'll have a look at that. But I just want to get the outside picture here occurring. This is not really the 61.8%, which is actually down here further, as you know. So it's down here somewhere. So that's what we'll look for there. I'll just resave that. But as you can see here, you know, this wave A here has got 5 waves in it. So it could be wave 1 and wave 2 here. And that would make this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it could be a third wave coming into play here, then a fourth and a fifth. So not that that matters just yet, because our main point here would be to short from 2 down to 1 here. But on an hourly chart, I mean, I always figured that the normal thing to do for this market, you know, right from the get-go, is basically just move straight down to 1.1 here, have a bounce, 61.50, 60, we'll map it out as it unfolds, and then down from that point, and that was the short. How it actually fits in with the count, I never felt that it really sort of mattered that much, really. So, but it's important to talk about all the counts, you know. So, so in this case here, this is the same count that I would have on the US dollar index. So this is just a mirror count of this. So basically down for 1, back for 2, down for 3, 4, and 5 down here. The only problem with this one is the wave 3, and this one is too short, but it's not the case on the US dollar index. So it does open up a problem. But at this stage here, you can see that we've got support on that 1.2 there. So let's just go in and toy with that for a second. So wave 2, so you know wave from wave 2 and 3, the 38.2% retracement level is just here. So even though from wave 3 here I can count an A wave and a B wave, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for wave C of 4, and it can be completed there, and we could be moving down from there. That's not a problem. But also too, things can get uglier, and that means that we just have to make this bigger, that's all. So it would be wave C over here with wave 4 here pulling up to that level there. So I guess what I'm saying is, you know, if you see a move above, well, technically this high here, then you know that you'll be looking for 5 waves to the upside here. But, you know, don't expect, whoops-a-daisy, don't expect too much of it. Do you know what I mean? It should be short-lived because it's corrective. So on the outset, this 1.12 here, if that becomes, you know, there will be a bounce off it, but it would look like this here. So that's the way it would sort of unfold navigate its way from support to resistance, and you know that game anyway now. So yeah, that's what we're looking for, and it could certainly be down for 1 here and back for 2 here. But yeah, I basically you just need to be sure, you know. So that resistance here would be good. Okay, other markets. So we can look at the pound next. So we're looking for a top to fall in place. It won't be above the 61.8% mark here for the pound cable here, and this the rectangle box here, the 61.8%. I would have figured that we're going to get 5 waves to this point. So it's just not worth sort of chasing it at this moment, but wait for the retracement to come into play, and it's going to be, you can refine this of course, but wherever that comes in there, it's going to come back and retest it there. So that would be the sort of short here on the second retest of that particular trend line there, and I'll just save that as well. So and this would be good too, because currently down here you could call this an ABC pattern coming down here, but if we get 5 waves all the way to the 61.8%, that 5 waves there, that confirms that we're going to get 5 over here, and then we get 3 here. So we get that confirmation of the impulse wave, and then we get the confirmation of the corrective pattern here, and then we can look to short from that side there. Okay, US dollar index. I mean, this is quite interesting, really. I think it's where we are on the weekly here. This is just the weekly here. There's this is one way we're sort of looking at it from this perspective as well. There's another perspective, but I won't go into that at the moment. This is the one we've been sort of working with. So in one way or another, we've got the A wave here, the B wave, and 5 waves down for the C wave here on the weekly. So that's the low that we're looking to work off, okay? And just coming into the 2-hour chart here, that's the low here. So we had a little trade in there. We don't need that anymore. So I'll just clear this up. I'm tired of looking at that stuff. We might need that again. So oops, we'll just bring this, pop him over there. Don't need that. I'll just save this. Okay, so in a bit of a nutshell, we're looking for this to top out. As you know, we've been working through it, and not totally sure on the whole of this extended wave here. I don't know if wave 4 should be sitting where wave 2 is, and I don't know if this should be wave 1 and 2 here, and 3 and 4 and 5. So that's a real possibility. So as I just mentioned, then that would be the 3 here, the 4 here, the 1 here, the 1 there rather, and that one there, and this one here, and then we start the ABC correction. So that's a real possibility. Or we could have one more high here, and then the A, the B, and the C here. Not that it matters, because, you know, we said that, you know, you can trade up to this point here, get out, but it's this one here that we're waiting for. We want that pullback to come into play there, so we've got something to work with, and then we can go along from that point. Okay, the pound yen. What I wanted to do here, we'll just monitor this one a little bit, but just on the 15-minute chart, and I'll just leave it at this because we're just looking for a trade set up here. So the way I was looking at this is it appears that it is corrective at this stage. So we'd be looking at this as wave 1 and 2 here. This would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So there can actually even be another one here as well. But the main point is that we want this to finish here, and then we want to see an impulse wave in 5 waves pushing to the upside here. Once we've got that, we'll get the kickback here, and then we can go in from this point and this point here. So really it's a matter of just being patient, and we can pick it up, as I mentioned, at all the right times, so to speak. So let that one play out, and better off trading this one long rather than the euro long as well. Now these could fall out of bed further from here, so don't go jumping the gun down here. We want to get confirmation first, and then we can work with that. But basically we'd be looking for, I mean, if I was wrong when the market moved up, then a nice support on the 160 would be a catalyst for entering the first small position there, and then looking to build on that, especially on 60-30, which would also be a group 1, wouldn't it? So that one would be critical to add on to, and then of course the 60-50 would also be critical to add on to as support as well. I mean, this move down through here as 1 and 2 and 3 here, I can see that little consolidation, and there's a 4th wave of 1 lesser degree. So we shouldn't really find support on top of that 60. We should see this, it may test it a bit high. It's testing supply now. Sorry, it's testing this supply here now. You know, it may be a bit more there, but it will drop lower from that area. All right, thanks for tuning in.